This is going to be a Doomfist guide video. Quite a few people have asked for it, so here it is. So quickly I'm going to go through the basics of how to play Doomfist. So if you see an enemy in front of you, you slam, shoot, uppercut, and then spam shoot until they're dead. See, a lot of people, what they tend to do is uppercut, slam, and then punch people, which can work in some situations, but most of the time will end up getting you killed because you have no abilities left to get out. When you engage with slam, remember that if you do not aim your reticle at the enemy, you do more damage, but in turn are much slower and less accurate with your positioning. You can see I only do 58 damage when I aim the reticle, but do 97 when I don't. The only time you should ever go for an uppercut and then slam and then a punch is if you see an enemy on a high ground, because that way you can at least get to them and you probably will secure the kill if you manage to hit all three abilities. One of the most basic rollouts you can do as Doomfist is on Eichenwald. You do this by flanking around the outside so that no one sees you, going to the top of the castle and then using your punch to get some airtime, then slamming over the top of any of the roofs and then uppercutting any of your victims on the bottom. This rollout does about 175 damage to everyone that gets hit on the ground, and remember, your slam can hit more than one person at a time and so can your uppercut, so by doing this you can hit pretty much the entire enemy team and get a lot of damage done as your team pushes in. Here are some of my other favourite rollout spots in the game. So a quick tip for Doomfist is using his punch to get some airtime. You can see this on Hollywood, but I use my punch, go over the roof, and then you just slam onto the entire enemy team, give them an uppercut, and they'll be dead. D-E-D. The way you do this is by charging up your punch, charging towards an object, and right before you hit that object, you release your punch, which will give you some airtime. It works on pretty much every single object in the game that has some sort of curve on it. When it comes to killing Farah, you want to use your ultimate to get to a higher up area or using the launch pad on Oasis. You then use your punch to close the gap, use an uppercut and then shot combo to kill her, and use your slam to get out. I only really recommend doing this if you know that the Farah hasn't got her jump jet ready, because otherwise you'll be able to completely avoid your punch and uppercut combo, which will render the entire rollout useless. Another one of Doomfist's hard counters is McCree. His flashbang turns Doomfist into a free kill most of the time, which means that the only way to kill him is by getting around behind him or baiting out the flashbang. If you manage to bait out the flashbang or find McCree when he hasn't got his flashbang ready, that makes him a free kill for Doomfist since he has no form of mobility to get away. Orisa isn't too hard to kill most of the time since your punch has a much shorter cooldown than her Fortify, so as long as you play around her ability cooldowns you'll be able to kill her. Just remember to not use any of your abilities on her when she's fortified due to how little damage she takes. One of the best counters to Doomfist is Roadhog due to his massive health pool and the fact that he can one-shot Doomfist at close range. What a lot of people tend to do against Roadhog is use Doomfist's punch straight away, which is actually a mistake since you can use it to cancel out his breather. In turn, this means that the best way of killing Roadhog is by using a slam uppercut shoot combo, which is then followed by a punch after Roadhog uses his breather. This will then leave Roadhog on a very low amount of health, which will make it really easy for your team to clean him up. Bastion can be a lot of trouble for Doomfist since none of Doomfist's abilities really stop him from being in sentry form, which means that a lot of the time Doomfist is a free kill for Bastion. The best way of killing Bastion with Doomfist is with his ultimate. A lot of Bastions tend to get scared whenever they hear Meteor Strike, which means that they'll go out of sentry form and they'll start running away, which is actually a mistake since if they stay in sentry form they're able to tank the entire ultimate. If you land your ultimate on Bastion when he's not in sentry form, a lot of the time it'll do most of the damage to him and one shot will finish him. When it comes to Sombra, you want to avoid it altogether in most open areas because she's able to translocate away from your slam uppercut combo and can render you completely useless with a hack. The best chances that you have against Sombra are by finding a translocator and then fighting in a small area, which will mean that you're able to land your punch a lot easier. Hanzo can be a bit more tricky nowadays to kill due to his new leap ability, which makes it so that he can move out the way of your slam uppercut combo and can then get a flank on you to get a quick kill. Doomfist's ultimate doesn't do a lot of damage and can't hit the barriers, which makes it quite disposable. You can use it to do indirect damage, where you set yourself up to do a 125 damage slam rather than hitting the enemy, which often gets you killed. Thanks for watching and feel free to subscribe. You can also leave any questions you have about Doomfist in the comments and I'll most likely answer.